If you're into Taylor Swift and love curling up with a good book, this video is for you. We're Swifties and sisters, and we love reading. So we're gonna dive deep into the melancholy mood of the Tortured Poets department. Think sad girl energy, a dash of longing, heartache, and a little bit of anger in there. So we've picked out some books that would perfectly pair up with this Tortured Poets album. I've got 5 picks. Samantha, you've got
5 picks.
Let's go. Me, this could be the book that you would just read while you're playing this entire album. Normal People by Sally Rooney. I haven't read Conversations with Friends, which would be more of a fitting book because Joe Alwyn is in it. To be honest, the whole album is basically about Maddie Healy. I think this matches the theme of this tumultuous romance between two people. You're together, then you're not together, and in the end, it's ruining your life. Normal People perfectly captures the realistic emotions people have in relationships, which I think is what Tortured Poets does as well. It's giving me Fortnight single vibes from the album.
Okay, so my first pick was All Your Perfects by Colleen Hoover. I think this fits a lot into the themes of kind of having to say goodbye to a relationship that you thought was going to be your forever, because this book follows a married couple and it goes back and forth kind of when they first get married, when everything is perfect, and then later on in their marriage when things are breaking down. So I think that kind of having to say farewell to something you thought would be forever and having to come to terms with that is this book.
I've got 2 books here because they're by the same author, but I think any of her books could seriously be read whilst listening to Tortured Poet. Taylor Jenkins Reid. If we're talking about 2 musicians, Daisy Jones, I feel like the song for her is I Can Do It With a Broken Heart because the song is chaotic and she's chaotic. It's about a band who went through this crazy time. There's some things that happened. Why did they break up? And I do have 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. This is also giving me I Can Do It With a Broken Heart. I don't want to give this one away, but she loves somebody and she's a celebrity in this book, Evelyn Hugo, but she can't be with this somebody due to society expectations and things like that. Matches that theme in Taylor Swift's Tortured Poets, where she wants to be with a guy, but her fans and the internet are like, no, you shouldn't be with this guy. I feel like that fits this theme of 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo.
My next recommendation is Happy Place by Emily Henry. It's about 2 people who have been together for a long time, but they've broken up and they have to
Oh.
it's like their last time vacationing at this holiday house that's about to be sold. They want to keep up pretenses to keep everyone happy, but they're both kind of dying inside. And it's also kind of, again, those themes of having this breakup with someone you thought you were going to be with forever. There's also a lot of mental health themes in this as well, which we see a bit in Tortured Poets department. So that's why I picked Happy Place by Emily Henry, because despite it being called Happy Place, it
ain't happy.
Happy.
The next book I got is One Day. And so One Day is about this couple who we basically get an insight into their life. Each chapter is one day in their life. Are they together? Are they not together? What's happened between them? This is actually giving me a bit of Guilty as Sin vibe from Emma. Like she's in relationships, but you know, there's that longing for Dex. And even Dex's side, he's in relationships, wants to be with Emma. Fresh out the slammer, like first person he goes to is Emma. I feel like this is also fitting the theme of longing and heartache. Yeah, I just think the vibes of Tortured Poets totally fits One Day.
Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez, and I think this fits a song, But Daddy, I Love Him. It's about this girl, and she is a doctor from this very prestigious family of a long line of doctors. She falls in love with this, man from a small town. He's 10 years younger than her, and it's not something that would be looked upon very well from her family and her peers. And so that's very scary for her. She doesn't think it can work out. Being with someone who everyone thinks is not good for you, and everyone's saying, ugh, you shouldn't be with him.
Thinking of But Daddy, I Love You, it's giving me, I don't have the physical copy, but it's giving me the Notebook vibes. If you ever
Yes.
feel like rereading the Notebook, I mean, we all want to know what the Notebook is about, but that is giving me But Daddy, I Love Him. You should do a music video. That's the Notebook vibes. And she should dress
Yeah,
up in historical. Oh my gosh, she
I
should
could
dress
see
up
that.
in like that clothing and oh my goodness.
I could see that.
And the main guy should be the guy from The Bear in her music video.
Oh, yeah.
He's giving me tortured soul, tortured guy
Mm.
looks.
So my next pick is Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. And I think this fits the song Who's Afraid of Little Old Me.
Ooh.
I can't get into too much detail because spoilers, but I think that is very Selena Sardouthian vibes, especially with how she grew up, kind of the relationship she has with the people around her, and the journey that she takes throughout the whole of the series as well.
Who's afraid a little? Yeah,
That's been
totally.
stuck in my head.
This might be a little bit random, but these are for the readers who need a little bit of a break from being sad with some hints of lightheartedness. And I'm going to go with The Flat Share.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pairing it up with So Long London, more for the relationship between a broken relationship where she was getting abused in the relationship. She was actually trapped in this abusive relationship. Flatshare is about two people sharing a flat, but it's about this girl who's also getting over a past relationship that's bruised and battered her. And I feel like So Long London fits that relationship that's within the book. The line where she goes, you know, you took my youth, I gave you all this free youth. I feel like that fits the Flatshare characters.
So for my last pick, I went for a similar vibe with you where I picked something where it is sad, but it is very happy as well. So I picked Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez. And the main character has a lot of trauma with a past relationship. She was in a marriage, she's just been divorced. And so there's a lot of trauma. Her ex-husband had cheated on her with her best friend. So a lot of trauma she has to get through with all of that. But at the same time, she meets someone new, who is the man on the cover, and they write letters to each other and they confide in each other through handwritten letters. And they fall in love, I think. And they both kind of have trauma from past relationships, but they move on with each other and able to confide in each other.
So those are our picks for what to read whilst listening to Tortured Poets. Let us know in the comments below, what are your recommendations to get you into the Tortured Poets mood? Now, excuse us while we go listen to the album over and over again. My name is Michelle.
I'm Samantha.
And this is Book Clubbers, keeping you updated on the latest books, book news, adaptations, topics, and drama.